Welcome back to the ABK Six Nations 2026, a tournament where 6 teams compete for our coveted real-life trophy by playing the Rugby Sevens game in Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. This is part of an ongoing series, so you may want to begin at episode 1, which is linked in the description. Last time, the 2026 competition kicked off with a bang, as the Brave Boos scored 6 unanswered tries against the Rusty Robots, but the whistle only just stopped them from getting a 7th. This was followed by an incredibly close contest where Las Condoritas narrowly beat the Hooting Hoskins to record their first ever win and first ever bonus point. In the final game, the newcomers, the Chaotic Kongs, had a close first half with the Crushing Koopas, before pulling away in the second half for a 35-19 victory. After the first round, this is how the table looks. It's all to play for as we continue into... This round had the next 3 exciting matches. We open with a rematch of the closest game from last year, followed by a chance for Robots or Koopas to get their first points. Hoskins vs Boos.
Super Mario.
This match is the second rivalry trophy contest of this year. We have Nick's Hooting Hoskins against Jacques' Brave Boos, competing for the Mushroom. It's Mario vs Bowser once again. The showdown of the ages. Match preview. This clash last year was the closest result of the whole tournament, ending in heartbreak for the Hoskins, who led at halftime by 7 and at one point were leading 26-14. The Brave Boos kept fighting, and in the end it was just one kick that separated the two teams at the final whistle. Do you feel confident that you can take it the whole way this time? What training have you been doing to prepare for the Brave Boos?
Well, I'll be honest, out on that pitch, I'm wondering if bringing Peach in was a mistake. Obviously, with the situation with myself and Mario, Peach being there makes things very complicated for everyone.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna ditch Peach for the next battle.
Are you nervous about going up against the Hooting Hoskins?
We're a little nervous. He's been playing well. He's won his last match, so we're...
He didn't.
No, he didn't win his last match.
Start again.
We'll cut that bit. Yeah. He lost his last match, so it's looking good for us. I'm positive about this one.
The game began with a strong attack from Jack and the Boos. He made it past a number of defenders before finally passing it off to Metal Sonic waiting on the wings, who got the first try. Being such a wide try, however, meant the kick proved a bit too tough, and the score was 5-0. Next, the Hoskins had a bit of a sloppy start to their counter-attack, but the ball found safe hands after safe hands, and before long they were up the pitch and putting in a try of their own right between the posts.
Oh!
It's a set! Yes! Oh.
And he's down, there we go.
This gave them a much better angle for the kick, and they made it without issue. 7-5 to the Hoskins. The Boos had another go at running directly at the Hoskins, but Waluigi was tackled and the ball was turned over. Luckily they tackled well and took it back. They sent the ball wide to Metal Sonic, who was stopped in his tracks, but not before handing off the ball to Peach to get the Boos the second try and first conversion, making the score 12-7. The game restarted and the Boos applied heavy pressure on the Hoskins with some successful tackles. They were initially unsuccessful and the Hoskins began marching to equalise the score before a tackle forced a turnover. Now the Boos had the ball again, and as had been proving successful, they got it to Metal Sonic in the left wing, who sprinted downfield. He panicked and passed, however, just before the line. This may in fact have been some grander plan after all, as after some more evading and passing, the ball ended up back with Metal Sonic, who then got his second try. This time, the kick was perfectly on target as well. Play recommenced with the announcement of extra time, and the two teams clashed, looking for some advantage before the break, but the whistle blew just as Waluigi was making a run. The score at half-time was Boos 19, Hoskins 7. The second half started with a bang as Bowser immediately super tackled Mario for the ball. In a stunning attack, the Boos ran the ball straight through the Hoskins defence and secured their bonus point try right underneath the posts. A kick from Peach and the Boos lead was extended to 19 points. The score, 26-7. Now, the Hoskins had to dig deep as the game reset, and they came back in force with an attack. Amy created a gap and passed to Shadow, who ran the ball past the try line to give some hope to the Hooting Hoskins. Shadow kicked the extra points, and the score was 26-14. A very familiar scoreline for these two teams, but this time, it's reversed. Was history about to repeat itself? The Hoskins wasted no time in the reset and they attacked again, getting past the Brave Boos defence and putting down their second try of the half. The kick, however, much like in their first match, found the post. The gap in the score, however, had shrunk to just 7 points, 26-19. The Boos defended better at the restart, but the momentum had now swung away from them to the Hoskins, who found their third try in a row, and this time they converted it too. The game was now level at 26-26, and with still just less than a minute on the clock. That might not seem like much, but this game has just seen 4 tries in only 70 seconds. The Boos came attacking, dodging 2 attempted super tackles in a row, and this time they were successful. They were slipping past Hoskin defenders with ease, and they managed to find the try line for their 5th, as the Hooting Hoskins were falling down at their feet.
Jump, jump. Everybody in the house go jump, jump.
Get him! Get him!
The Boos prepared for what would be a very important kick, and they didn't disappoint. Ahead once again, the score was 33-26 to the Brave Boos. Crunch time again for the Hoskins. They responded with a quick attack, and Amy put the ball down for another try. However, when the kick came, it didn't quite make it. The Boos were still ahead by 2 points at 33-31. The game restarted with just 11 seconds left before extra time, and the Hoskins attacked again. They dodged a super tackle as the clock ticked into extra time, and a run from Shadow proved to be the last push they needed. The Hoskins scored their 5th try of the half, and put themselves ahead for the first time since very early in the game.
Against the
Can I let this time out until full time?
We'll just kick it for you automatically.
Oh shit! No!
That was your worst one.
I didn't kick it. It just kicked it for me.
Yeah, time's out if you're not careful.
Mamma mia.
Time was rapidly running out for the Boos, but they began to attack again. However, just as the Hoskins turned it over, the final whistle blew and the game came to a close. An incredibly close contest between two teams who really are rivals. It was an incredible second half from the Hoskins, who have won the Mushroom for the first time. But the Brave Boos still leave with both bonus points. Final score: Hooting Hoskins 36, Brave Boos 33. Robots vs Koopas. After such an exciting match, we go to the rematch of Rusty Robots and Crushing Koopas. Will the Robots be inspired by the Hoskins to pull off a victory? Match preview. Whilst this match might be a close one, the Koopas will be seeing the opportunity here not only for their first win of 2026, but also to boost their points difference in case things get really close later on. They scored the second highest number of points against the Robots last year, so more than anything they'll have that Gooning Goombas score of 61-0 in the back of their mind.
Those Catacombs really tested you.
Well, this is a new team, isn't it? They're hungry for it. They're hungry for the fight. It was just like bad luck. There was like sun in our eyes. There was sun in our eyes. There was just bad luck at the end.
Your next game is against the Rusty Robots. Obviously, they got beaten in their first game by the Brave Boos, so...
They will get beaten again. Oh yeah, they'll be beaten again by us. Because we owned them last time, I will own them this time. Oh yeah.
In quite an unexpected turn, the Robots have Luigi as their captain this time, who Vicky has somewhat of a personal grudge against.
Out of all of them, who am I against? Freaking Luigi. He's going down.
Anyway, the game started with a strong attack by the Koopas, which was almost successful, but a try-line tackle by the Robots gave them an opening to run the ball back upfield. The ball was taken out of play for a line-out, which was then handily kept by the Robots, although after a tackle we ended up with our first scrum of the tournament instead. The scrum was easily won by the Koopas and they attacked again, although they lost the ball to the robots, who held on to it as best they could. Eventually, the Koopas reclaimed it and put down their first try, over halfway through the first half. Koopas 7, Robots 0. The robots attacked again and found some gaps in the Koopa defense. A dash for the line by Luigi, Vicky's sworn enemy, was ended by a super tackle by Shadow. The Koopas then ran the ball back up the field and took their second score just before the start of extra time. The tight angle on the kick was too much for Eggman, who hit the posts, making the score 12-0. With the clock ticking down in the first half, the Koopas wasted no time. They put pressure on the robots, turned the ball over, and scored to close out the first half. The kick was through the posts and made the score 19-0 at the break. So, if the first half made it seem like the second might be competitive, I will be the bearer of bad news. It only took 19 seconds for Shadow to get the first try of the second half and secure the Crushing Koopas their bonus point, and the kick made the score 26-0. Just another 15 seconds and Eggman had planted Koopa try number 5. A kick put the score at 33-0. Try number 6 was a bit sloppy with a mass of Koopa and robot bodies trying to play the ball, but eventually Shadow got the job done.
Oh. Someone do it! Someone do it! Oh. Thank you, Shadow! Someone do it! Don't go! He just runs in, takes it, and is like, yeah, my win.
Try 7 almost struggled at the line, but Eggman got it across, albeit missing the conversion. Koopas went on to score again with Yoshi twice, getting both kicks and surpassing their previous record of 53-0. The score was now 57-0. Could they find one more try to beat Ollie and the Gooning Goomba's current score record? The Koopas went wide once again to Eggman, who got the job done with the team's record-breaking 10th try, surpassing the record for biggest win. The kick was icing on the cake, and the Crushing Koopas walk away with the biggest win so far in the ABK Six Nations of 64 points to nothing. Final score: Crushing Koopas 64, Rusty Robots 0. Kongs vs Condoritas.
Okay.
In the final game of the round, we have newcomers the Chaotic Kongs against the new and improved Las Condoritas, with the position of tournament front runner up for grabs. Who will win? They are playing for the other new rivalry trophy this year, the Emerald. Match preview. With the Brave Boos loss, there are only 2 teams which could still entertain the possibility of getting a Grand Slam, which is the award for winning every single game. Both teams can find gaps and make opportunities, and now there's a trophy up for grabs, they'll especially give it their all. This is their first meeting, and it's likely to be a great contest.
Your next game is against Las Condoritas.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? Are you confident?
As confident as I can be, you know. There's a tight game, first game of the tournament, so I'm expecting a tough challenge.
Yeah, we've been observing them, so
So, what do you think? Are you confident?
I think their strategy is quite difficult to tackle, but we'll do.
The Kongs kicked off to Las Condoritas, who began running down the right wing to attack. A tackle put the ball out for a line out, which was won by Tere, although Alex tackled and rucked the ball back to his possession. The Kongs began counter-attacking, with Wario running the ball, but a super tackle from Eggman reclaimed it. He ran it back, and Las Condoritas avoided tackles on their way to the try line. Yoshi had a clear run, but one last pass to a Boom Boom gave a bit more free space to guarantee the first score. A poor kick cost Las Condoritas a conversion, and the score was 5-0 to Tere. The Kongs came back with an attack, scanning Las Condoritas' defences for an opening. They eventually found one on the left wing, and ran the ball in to get their own first try. The Kongs, however, were able to convert and led the game, 7-5. Tails, not to be outdone, caught the ball from the kickoff and ran it the entire pitch to score single-handedly for Las Condoritas, which put them back ahead. This gave a nice central kick, which this time was converted without issue. The Kongs recollected from the kickoff and scrapped with Las Condoritas for possession. Las Condoritas' defensive line held for a few phases, but a spin and sprint attack from Waluigi passed the defender and cleared a path straight to the try line. Although he decided to pass rather than put the ball down. The ball went to Wario, who was tackled on the try line, and it almost looked like Condorita defences might hold, until DK came in and put the Kongs back equal, and then his kick put the Kongs ahead. The whistle blew as the game restarted, signalling the end of the first half. The halftime score was Chaotic Kongs 14, Las Condoritas 12. An early rush in the second half was halted by Las Condoritas, but the Kongs kept the ball and they instead rushed the ball down the wing with Wario. He narrowly avoided multiple tackle attempts and he put the ball down to extend the Kong lead, extended even further by a well-timed kick. The score, 21-12. Las Condoritas attacked, although Tails' rush was tackled. The Kongs reclaimed the ball, but a poor pass let their opponents get it back again. A split-second dodge from Eggman avoided a super tackle, and a pass across to a Boom Boom gave Las Condoritas their third try. With the kick, it was now 21-19. Las Condoritas attacked again straight away from the restart, and a super tackle turned the ball over to Silver. A strange pass-heavy attack pattern followed, but you can't argue with the result.
Ah! No!
Oh my god.
Las Condoritas were ahead once again, 26-21. There was 40 seconds left on the clock, and the Chaotic Kongs were chasing the game. But in this game, 40 seconds is a long time for Las Condoritas to defend. The first few attempts were hindered, but a run from DK made its way to the line, putting the ball down just before a super tackle could take it away. The Kongs needed this kick to get back ahead, but the first member of the DK crew made it look simple. Kongs 28, Condoritas 26. With 10 seconds left on the clock, a scrum formed, and it was essential for both teams to win the ball. In this game, scrums are basically button mashing, so both Alex and Tere were mashing like their lives depended on it. Tails got the ball, but he was tackled. The two teams skirmished for the ball in a tight contest.
Oh. Everyone's just hitting each other.
Into each other.
Oh, there we go.
Waluigi pushed the ruck backwards for some reason, and then the final whistle blew, and the Kongs had won their second game in a row, as well as their second rivalry trophy in a row. Not bad from the newcomers. Las Condoritas are the third team to get 2 bonus points with a loss this tournament. A very close game. Final score, Chaotic Kongs 28, Las Condoritas 26. Play of the round. It's difficult not to give play of the round to the biggest ever comeback we've ever had by the Hooting Hoskins, and the speed of some of their tries makes it genuinely a fun game to watch. A special mention should be given to the second try from Las Condoritas, which went from the kickoff to an immediate score straight down the middle. At the end of round 2, let's update the table. The Rusty Robots continue to sit at the bottom of the table after a big loss to the Crushing Koopas, who now have 5 points. Next is a 3-way tie in terms of match points, with Las Condoritas falling to 4th, the Hooting Hoskins climbing to 3rd, and the Brave Boos dropping down to 2nd. All of them have 7 match points. In first place, with 2 straight wins, is our newcomer, the embodiment of their name, the Chaotic Kongs. Next time. With 1 win each, the Koopas and Boos come face to face. Their round 1 game in 2025 was one of the closest of the tournament, so who will win the much needed points? Frontrunner Chaotic Kongs comes head to head with Hooting Hoskins. The Kongs are the only team left who are undefeated, but Nick will want to build momentum following his first victory against the Boos. And finally, Las Condoritas will take on Rusty Robots. Las Condoritas lost this game last year, but they've shown a huge improvement in 2026. This will be the Robots' best chance to get a win. Will they manage it? Find out all this and more in the next round of the ABK Six Nations. See you then.